Greetings. This is Mr. Pop Culture Phenomenon here, and today I am bringing you guys another popcast. Today's video is titled The Mandalorian. So, before we dive in, remember to like, listen, and subscribe below. Now, let's get into the video. So, The Mandalorian was created by Jon Favreau, and as you guys can all remember, he did a lot of directing in a handful of the Marvel movies out in the MCU. Currently, right now, The Mandalorian is a TV show streaming exclusively only on Disney Plus. Now, this is a TV show that is a cowboy space western show mixed with action, drama, and a little bit of emotion. And as you guys are all aware, I am a fan of the Star Wars universe. I'm just not a huge fanatic about it. I mean, I do like the 9-episode movies. I think that they're pretty solid. And to make 9 movies over, close to 3 decades is pretty solid, seeing as how popular this universe is. But to be honest, the one thing I do like from the Star Wars universe is I like their side content that they have. I thought Han Solo, A Star Wars Story, was a great origins movie, but by far, out of the Star Wars universe for side content, I would absolutely say that The Mandalorian is the best content that Star Wars has put out there so far. So, this TV show takes place right after Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Now, you gotta remember, in Episode 6, Luke Skywalker defeats Darth Vader, and the rebels basically, they come in and they have a huge strike and do a huge blow to the Empire. And now that Vader is gone, the Jedis win, and the balance is restored in the Force. And you gotta remember too, right after Episode 6, this is one of the best moments throughout the whole entire series, but you can see throughout the different planets in the known galaxies that the rest of the world is celebrating because they were just released from the tyranny of the Empire. So this is, as far as us being fans and an audience, what we all know so far. So now, you roughly got 5 years later, so this is between Return of the Jedi and this is before The Force Awakens. You've got 5 years after the Return of the Jedi. This is where we leave off on our TV show, The Mandalorian. Now, the Empire at this time is now called the Imperial Forces. And they hire a lone Mandalorian bounty hunter named Din Darwin, and they hire him to pursue and capture a child who is the same species as Yoda, and he is called Grogu. Now, Grogu has a strong connection to the Force, and the Imperial forces want to use that connection to help build back up the Empire. And they want to do it through Grogu and do it through the Force. Now, at first, from what you pick up on and what you read about Din Darwin, the Mandalorian, he's neither bad or good. He's kind of just like a neutral character throughout the show. And for the most part, at this moment in time, he clearly just looks out for numero uno. I mean, he's a bounty hunter and he either captures or kills people for the bounty prize, and he kind of has no emotion about what he does. He's just a guy that just goes about his business and does a job and gets paid to do it. Now, he was hired by the Imperials to capture Grogu, which is a infant child that is the same species of whatever Yoda is. And so the Mandalorian, once he captures Grogu, he realizes that this little creature is super innocent, but not only that, this creature is immensely powerful and has a strong connection with the Force. Now, as they're going about their travels, there are several incidents throughout the show where during their travels, Grogu stepped up and bailed him and the Mandalorian out of dangerous situations by activating his powers. Now, you gotta recall, Grogu is still a child and hasn't been trained or developed yet. And so he's barely scratching the surface of his potential. So now the Mandalorian, throughout their travels and journey with him and Grogu, is starting to realize, I can't hand this innocent, powerful creature over to the Imperials just so that he can be used and experimented on. So now, this is where the plot of the whole entire show changes. And now, it's like the Mandalorian kind of evolves into like a mentor slash father figure to Grogu. And now they're the ones being chased throughout the galaxy by the Imperial forces. So the new goal of the show is to help Grogu get to the Jedis and get to the known rebels so that he can be trained and protected from the Imperials. So, as they're going about their journey and their travels, you start to, I guess, notice that the bond between Grogu and Mandalorian is growing stronger as the show goes on. Now, there's 2 seasons of this show streaming on Disney Plus, and literally by season 2, I mean, they're basically father and son. Now, this is kind of, it's a really strong theme about fatherhood, I guess you could say, throughout the show. And not only that, but like, Grogu's finally getting someone that's gonna protect him, but also at the same time, he doesn't realize by his presence and working with the Mandalorian that the Mandalorian is starting to change as a person himself. He was kind of a lone ranger, kind of cold, kind of standoffish, and now he's starting to show feelings of empathy. He's starting to show feelings that he cares. And this little creature, Grogu, is showing him what it means to be a dad and what it takes to, like, I guess, protect something that you really do care for. And it's a really cool theme on fatherhood, and Star Wars kind of does place that theme throughout their whole entire universe. When you look at what is it? Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker. Grogu and the Mandalorian. What is it? Kylo Ren and Han Solo. And I kind of like that that's the one positive about Star Wars that I really do favor, is that theme of fatherhood and trying to create a bond, and how it's shaping and forming relationships. So throughout this 2-season escapade that Grogu and the Mandalorian are in, they're basically going on their travels and journeys, and they're trying to avoid the Imperials. Now, along the way, you do get a little bit of a backstory about the bounty hunters and how the Din, one of the last Mandalorians around in the known galaxy, is like the last of his people, and you hear about a civil war with the Mandalorians that happened when he was younger. You get some more backstory with the character Boba Fett, I believe, that's throughout the 9 episodes. And along the way, too, you can kind of see that they make a friendship and bond with several of the characters. I mean, it's a really, really good show. It has a lot of substance in it, a lot of emotion, and it's a pretty cool developing story, and it's very, very grounded. So I'm kind of just making a podcast on just like the overall generalization of what this show is and what it's about. But I'm not trying to give away too much of anything. Overall, like I did say, I give this show an A+, and definitely, in my opinion, this is the best content that the Star Wars universe has put out there on the market so far. I am hands down looking forward to season 3, and I can't wait till that touches down on Disney Plus. And I just heard about how one of the side characters that's in this show named Boba Fett, he's already getting a spin-off TV show that's going to be on Disney Plus in December of 2021. So Disney knows what they're doing. I kind of like the direction they're taking this TV show in. And so far, season 1's really, really solid. But season 2 kind of starts off a little slow, the first few episodes. But then the last 4 to 5 are seriously just home runs. They are really just you get backstory, you get substance, you get heartfelt moments. It's really, really good, and so far I think Star Wars is doing a good job with this TV show, The Mandalorian, and it's kind of cool to get some side content. Well, anyways, I'm just putting out my 2 cents of my tidbit on the TV show The Mandalorian, and I hope you guys like this content. Once again, this is Mr. Pop Culture Phenomenon. Remember to like, listen, and subscribe below. And if you guys want to leave comments, please feel free to do so. Take care and have a good day. Thank you.